So diet really does matter. 70% of us are overweight, 40% of us are obese. I published 2 studies that show as your weight goes up, the size of your brain goes down, which should scare the fat off anybody.
Meet Dr. Daniel Amen, a revolutionary 70-year psychiatrist and a best-selling author who has scanned over 250,000 brains. He finally discovered the hidden connection between what we eat and how fast our brain and body age. And it is all about reducing inflammation. Today, he will reveal the 5 surprising brain-damaging foods he insists us to avoid to live longer, lose weight, reverse brain disorders, and prevent cancer development.
The fat on your body is not innocuous. It increases inflammation, it stores toxins, and it takes healthy hormones and turns them into unhealthy, cancer-promoting forms of estrogen.
Dr. Damon is the author of over 30 books and a recognized leader in the field of brain health. Based in California, he co-founded the Amen's Clinic Method, a program that assesses brain health and creates personalized treatment plans, including dietary tips for a vibrant, long-lasting brain. But first, let's grasp briefly why diet and brain health connection matters, affecting 15% of the global population and over 200 mental illnesses.
So you're depressed, an antidepressant is not doing one thing for getting your brain healthy. Nobody's talking to you about your diet, food. I actually think is responsible for almost half of the mental health challenges in America. Inflammation, which is the cause of depression and dementia.
Now we know that inflammatory foods are the gateway to brain diseases and even cancer, which reduces the blood flow to critical parts of the brain. So which 5 specific foods trigger inflammation in the body we must avoid? Number 1, trans fats.
Your brain is 60% fat. So the solid weight of your brain is mostly fat.
Dr. Amen makes a shocking revelation on a fat-based diet.
People who have fat-based diets, 42% less risk than the general population of getting Alzheimer's disease.
Dr. Amen highlights the crucial need to choose fats wisely, warning us that not all fats are created equal. He urges us to ditch trans fats and saturated fats, which means cutting out vegetable, corn, and sunflower oils that boost harmful omega-6 fatty acids and trigger inflammation. The typical American diet, packed with trans fats, throws off the omega-6 to omega-3 balance, worsening inflammation and insulin resistance and raising the risk of metabolic syndrome. A recent American Heart Association study reveals that high trans fat intake from processed foods and fast meals significantly elevates LDL cholesterol, increasing the risk of heart attacks and cancers. Furthermore, Dr. Amen often points out, while trans fats extend the shelf life of food, they shorten the shelf life of people. Consuming trans fats found in snacks like pretzels is linked to rapid memory loss. Research shows that those who indulge in trans fats remember 11 fewer words than those who don't. This drop in memory highlights how these fats can harm cognitive health and longevity.
You'll feel better, your hormones will be better.
Dr. Amen doesn't hold back, warning that trans fats in the bloodstream can lead to blocked arteries and coronary artery disease. They also elevate risks for prostate and colorectal cancer, and for pregnant women may result in lower birth weights. He urges everyone to scrutinize ingredient labels. If you see partially hydrogenated oil, it's a red flag that trans fats are sneaking into your diet. Number 2, high sodium foods.
Having excess salt in your diet can affect your heart and can affect your blood pressure.
Dr. Daniel Amen warns us to watch our sodium intake from salted snacks, crackers, and nuts, as too much can wreak havoc on brain health. Excess sodium spikes blood pressure, cutting blood flow and cognition. Fascinating research shows that high sodium diets can speed up brain aging. shrink brain volume, and boost dementia risk, ultimately shortening lifespan. Number 3, alcohol. Although alcohol isn't a food, it's one of the leading factors contributing to brain attacks and mental illnesses.
Alcohol causes damage in the brain.
Really?
Even a little bit of alcohol. Alcohol has been shown to disrupt the white matter in your brain. Obviously, alcoholics, they have terrible looking brains.
According to the World Heart Federation's 2022 policy brief, no amount of alcohol consumption is safe, as it creates serious health risks, particularly for the heart, reinforcing Dr. Daniel Amen's emphasis on how alcohol damages both the brain and body.
Any alcohol is associated with an increased risk of 7 different types of cancer, including prostate cancer, breast cancer, mouth cancer, larynx cancer, colon cancer.
Dr. Amen explains how heavy drinking reduces the formation of new brain cells by 58% by constricting the blood flow to the brain. Even one drink a day accelerates the risk of dementia by 57% compared to non-drinkers.
You're happier, healthier, wealthier, you're wiser, you're more creative, more innovative. When your brain is not healthy, you're sadder, sicker, poorer, not as smart. You're more rigid and you're inflexible.
He believes alcohol is poison that not only increases inflammation, but weakens your immunity and gut health, thereby making you more prone to infections and chronic disorders like liver disease, neurological issues, GI cancers, and irritable bowel syndrome. What's more is that according to a recent study, excessive alcohol use causes over 140,000 deaths in the U.S. each year, shortening lives by an average of 26 years. This can lead to severe liver damage, known as cirrhosis, which is linked to 43% of liver disease deaths in the U.S. Number 4, sugar.
It's ultimately going to give you high blood sugar levels, which erode your blood vessels, and you're going to have lower blood flow to your brain.
Dr. Amen stresses how sugar is addictive and inflammatory, leading to depression, obesity, dementia, and brain fog. As we consume more sugar and sugar alternatives, our brain starts to mimic ADHD and accelerates brain aging.
Get rid of artificial dyes, sweeteners.
He calls sugar a white menace, highlighting that refined sugars in snacks and drinks cause rapid blood sugar spikes, leading to brain inflammation, memory loss, brain fog, and lower IQ. Artificial sweeteners like stevia and aspartame are equally harmful, altering brain structure and negatively impacting mood, cognition, and increasing migraines and anxiety. A jaw-dropping 75% of Americans are hooked on sugar, thanks to a standard American diet overflowing with sugary cereals, baked treats, and soda. This sugar rush isn't just sweet, it's wreaking havoc, driving up rates of mental depression, type 2 diabetes, and obesity by over 40%.
It was the biggest scam in the history, the health history of our country, that fat was not the problem. Sugar is the problem.
According to the American Brain Association, this sugar addiction accelerates aging and cardiovascular diseases, leading to premature death, especially among the youth, whose love for sugary drinks is inflicting irreversible brain damage and cognitive decline. He explains how a high-carb diet is a lethal one that can potentially kill you faster.
If you have a carbohydrate-based diet, you have 4 times the risk of Alzheimer's disease.
Furthermore, Dr. Daniel Amen explains that sugar causes erratic brain cell firing, which can contribute to aggression. He adds that children who consume sugar daily often show signs of violent behavior later in life. So, reducing sugar intake is not just better for brain health, but also key to living a longer, healthier life. Number 5, processed foods. Dr. Amen urges you to ditch all processed foods, especially ultra-processed meats and dairy. These foods are packed with sodium, artificial additives, and preservatives that spark inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain, impairing cognitive function and raising the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Processed meats like bacon and sausage are especially concerning due to their high nitrate content, which transforms into harmful compounds in your body.
Foods that make you depressed. I know you're not going to want to hear this. Sugar and fast foods, because they're fiberless foods. That's why they're fast. They get you in there and out fast. Processed foods, popcorn and corn-related foods, because often it's pro-inflammatory.
A recent study reveals that high processed meat intake raises the risk of colorectal cancer by 42%, with the World Health Organization labeling these meats as Group 1 carcinogens. Alarmingly, diets rich in processed foods, packed with trans fats and lacking essential nutrients, are linked to increased dementia. Number 6. Dairy. Dr. Amen warns that regular dairy can harm the brain, as many people are allergic to the milk protein casein, leading to inflammation, arthritis, Parkinson's, and even depression.
The bread is an investment on their part, because bread gives you a sugar spike, a blood sugar spike, which then pushes serotonin in your brain and makes you happy. But serotonin drops frontal lobe function.
He advises patients to steer clear of white bread, dairy, processed and fast foods, which are loaded with empty calories and contribute to vitamin deficiencies. Those who ditch junk food often enjoy sharper mental clarity, improved memory, and better concentration. As he puts it, fast food addiction is a fast track to poor health. Choosing whole, nutrient-dense foods is crucial for a healthier brain and body. Most foods that cause brain damage also increase cancer risk, and you need to watch this video of 90-year-old Dr. Campbell, where he reveals the right diet for reversing cancer and living over 90 years.